The Diary of Thoughts, Part 29. Ideas and Inspiration. Written by Carlos Pacheco, www.diaryofthoughts.com. Ideas and inspiration are the foundations of creation, as without them there would be nothing at all. They represent the evolution of society in every single area that is concerned, and they are also extended to our spirits. There is an entire collection of ideas, as they are unlimited. There are typical ideas and brilliant ideas along with bad ideas, reasonable or not, but finally they complement each other as they are a whole, just as life. Some people have brilliant ideas, but they are simply out of time and space, and at the same time they are conditioned to an element called luck associated with that same time and space. In fact, a brilliant idea that is created and can't be shared by other people is valid for itself at an individual level, but it's useless as a final result. We can believe that there are thousands or millions of people who live completely ignored by the rest of society as they didn't have the chance to express them at the right moment in the right place. Some have ideas that are common to lots of people who already had them before, but they didn't find themselves in that proper context. That's what I call as lost ideas, independently their significance at a personal level. It would have been useless even to Einstein to have all those ideas without being able to put them in practice, but fortunately, he was supported by the right people and forcibly he found himself at the proper place and proper timing to do it. Once again we can relate this event to that magical invisible balance that controls everything in this universe. Ideas come from our inspiration, and this last one is brought to our spirits in an unexplained way, as a natural process of life, an eternal cycle of creation herself. Without that inspiration, there wouldn't be the joy of living, the improvement that we all build to ourselves and other people around us, and gives place to art, technology, sciences and so on. Each one of us expresses our ideas in different ways, and that reflects our personality and character. In spite of that, we have to realize that they always stay our ideas, but at the same time, they're not alone. Movies are nothing but the expression on the screen of ideas and inspiration. After all, our lives are nothing but a big dream that we have to understand in our way, along with the experiences that we have to go through, surmount and accept. Depending on each one of us, we can make out of our lives a big dream, or a tremendous nightmare. It's our choice.
My ideas are my own, but not alone. My ideas are not alone, as I always share what other people don't dare to say, neither pray what's in their hearts. My ideas are not alone, as I'm flesh and bone. I'm like the stone that built the man. Why don't they understand that we're all the same, and there is no game to be played? My ideas are not alone. I'm no better or worse. Is it worth to think you're different? While you're like the rest. You're like the past that made history. My ideas are not alone. I'm just an ordinary middleman that nobody knows, but I have ideas that shows that inspiration, that main stream that flows, that comes from creation. What a strange sensation, to be and not to be able to see what some are afraid to accept, with no regret about who they are, as a unique star. But I know that, just like that stone, my ideas are not alone.
In the next chapter, I'll refer a subject that makes a part of us all. It's a fact that we are all linked with each other in a certain way, in our thoughts and ideas, our imagination. This last poem reflects precisely that notion of mine, and even if I can't prove it, I feel it deep inside of my soul, my spirit. Inspiration is brought to us by simple facts and events as we capture everything not only with our eyes but within our souls, meaning that inspiration is always there, still invisible. Nature brings us the inspiration to paint, to photograph, to write about it, and finally find the original poetry that she translates. By doing that, we are absorbing her message and integrating ourselves in this universal motion, this cosmic balance that defines life herself. According to that same message, artists bring us their expressions about beautiful and ugly, joy and pain. peace and aggression, along with multiple different interpretations about creation herself, their creation after all. People brings us also the necessary inspiration to interpret their behaviors and attitudes, translating life and society, the reason why people are writing about other people's past, about other people's history. Every single person has a history of their own, and some people just inspire themselves on all those, good and bad, positive and negative, beautiful and sad. Life is a school that expresses itself through ourselves. We're just a mirror of everything that we capture with our vision, with our spirits and souls, always being integrated, even without realizing it, in life herself. Children bring us the necessary inspiration to dedicate ourselves to our families and consolidate our lives along with theirs, the proof of that eternal continuity of events and actions that are all interconnected. Through children we report ourselves to that period of our lives, and at the same time, we understand their behavior by doing exactly so. A real inspiration brought by children. Inspiration brings ideas, and these too are extended to the several areas of our life and society, as the professional one for instance. Ideas and inspiration are at the origin of organization and methods that improves our daily living. Those same ones can bring constructive results to life and society, contributing to our social stability. Technological, social and scientific development would not exist without ideas and inspiration. Spiritual comfort would not exist without the needed inspiration brought by creation to induce in our souls the elements that make us believe, that leads us to our convictions, finally to our faith. Relationships are nothing but the exchange of ideas with which we learn with each other, being a platform to reach understanding, even misunderstanding, as this last one also makes part of life. If we didn't disagree in some contexts, there wouldn't be the necessary ideas to get to conclusions and try to solve problems and being able to find solutions. Computers and the internet were based on ideas about national defense, implying communications, defining these last ones that same thing that we are constantly doing between ourselves, talking and exchanging ideas and thoughts, but just being processed by machines, still based on the structure of human spirit and its intelligence. All of this is brought by inspiration that generates all those thoughts and ideas, meaning that creation always provides us the necessary inspiration to find solutions and solve problems and adversities in our lives.
Inspiration. Inspiration brought by creation, invading the soul of the younger and the old. Inspiration, bringing the contemplation about your thoughts, about your dreams, the unique streams of the invisible. Inspiration, reaching, finding the apparently unreachable that can be there. Inspiration, creating art as a new start, creating the strength, fulfilling the length of life. Inspiration, originating feelings, new beginnings, new ideas coming into your mind. The only way to find all the solutions to our delusions. Inspiration, coming from a guitar, like a new star that creates music. Coming from writing that shows you're fighting to see the lightning of your soul. Inspiration, coming from a painting, ready to be seen, waiting for other people's interpretation, challenging their imagination, their inspiration. Inspiration is nothing but the contemplation of yourself and the world, without a word being told, is nothing but a gift brought by outer space, that it will always leave a trace of its own inspiration.
Inspiration and ideas, even dreams, are connected to imagination, connected to art and artists. I got reassured that there is not only me posing all those existential questions, as my ideas and thoughts are shared for a long time in history by some people who were able to reason, to dream, and at the same time to create and evolve. After all, life is nothing more than the accumulation of knowledge coming from the past and present, brought into our spirits by creation and other people around, making part of her as we all do. It's stunning to have the inspiration and ideas to write about all these subjects, independently that they represent a strictly subjective notion about them, still being sure that my ideas are my own, but not alone. Life is nothing but the most precious and beautiful inspiration that we can desire. The Diary of Thoughts, end of part 29. Written by Carlos Pacheco, www.diaryofthoughts.com.